The problem with screaming your actual face-off for 4 hours on live stream during that game is you don't have much left for the video that comes after. But I tell you what, I think I could pull it off tonight. I think I could. Yeah, I got a little bit left in the tank. I think I can do it. Canada wins 3-2 in overtime over the United States hockey team. They will never have this country and they will never have that trophy. Oh, you're already seeing it. You're already seeing it. Oh, it's just a mid-season trophy, bro. Oh yeah, they had 3 fights in the first 9 seconds that they prearranged over group chat, and then before the championship game, they got a call from the actual president because it's just a mid-season tournament. For sure, if you have that much copium, you might get so lightheaded you pass out. I know the majority of people, and that includes American hockey fans, watch this tournament for what it exactly was. The greatest triumph this sport has seen in well over a decade. You know, narrative is something that gets criticized in sports a lot. Oh, you're trying to find something that isn't there. Narrative is what makes sports beautiful. Because narrative is an exhaustingly overused word these days with a negative connotation. Story! Story. You're talking about the story. 4 nations facing off. Sorry, I didn't say it right. 4 nations facing off. We have best on best international hockey for the first time in a long time. And then, I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but what is going on in the world right now played exactly into this tournament. It 100% helped make it what it is. Canada came out on fire. The States came out on fire, and that was against Finland and Sweden. The United States, led by Matthew Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk, and JT Miller, coordinate fights off the opening faceoff. Some of that has to do with the Canadian-USA hockey rivalry. They don't like each other. There are other really, really good teams in the world, but they expect to play each other. Turns out, lucky guess. So when they play in that round robin game and have 3 fights in 9 seconds, they know exactly what they're setting up. Not just the rest of the game, but the rest of the tournament and a preview for the final. The States beat Canada in that round robin matchup. Canada has to play for their place in the final, and they win. Both teams missing guys. Both teams get guys. And let's call it what it is. The United States hockey team, leading into this game, led the most unfathomable campaign of trash talk the sport has ever seen. It's probably been at least 50 years since we've seen anything like it. You know some of the most popular videos on the internet? Some cocky fighter walking around acting like a jerk before a fight and then he gets knocked out. That's what happened here. I know you don't want to talk about it, but this video will serve as a time capsule years into the future, and I know that because I was at the 2010 game, and that video is a time capsule. That happened a decade and a half ago. The president taunted Canada about becoming the 51st state the morning of this game. There's no escaping that's part of this game. That's part of the stakes of this night, this game, this piece of hockey and sporting history. And listen, as a Canadian hockey fan, I'm not completely unself-aware. It's usually Canadians talking a mad amount of trash when it comes to hockey. All that chest thumping, rah rah, it's our game, stuff like that. I know that's nauseating to American hockey fans, Europeans, anyone else in the world who's not Canada is like, yeah, shut up. And that's why teams relish beating Canada. But this team at this tournament, in this moment, that's a team you get behind. Once the puck was dropped, the parallels to the first game between these two was eerie. Within the first 5 minutes, puck goes to Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon cuts to the middle. There's no way Connor Hellebuck sees this thing. And it's a shot from Nathan. Actual MacKinnon scores! Big time start, big time goal from a big time player, and Canada takes the 1-0 lead, but whoa! Wait a sec. This is what happened the first time these guys played. Canada had a roaring hot start. They were the better team to start. Canada gets a goal to start. They get the lead. What followed next in the round robin was the USA taking over the rest of the first period and then tying the game. What happens here? How did this go in? Austin Matthews, who is a focal point in this game to say the least, he had such a good game. He really did. No one who's not a Leaf, no one is going to want to say he had a good game. He had an unbelievable game until his final shift. Anyway, he centers it for Brady Tkachuk because they put Matthews between the Tkachuks, which I don't have time to Google it, but I'm pretty sure is against the Geneva Convention. Tkachuk driving the net. He was unbelievable for the States in this tournament. He chops it. The puck flips through the air. It goes over everybody and in, beating Binnington, who, don't you worry, I'm apologizing to hands and knees several times throughout this video, but it's a tied game 1-1 heading into intermission just like it was in the round robin game. Second period, bit more of a chess match, just like it was in the round robin game. Puck comes to Jake Sanderson. People are making memes about Sanderson and like the coaches are gonna take a crowbar to him so he doesn't play in this game so they can get Quinn Hughes in. And the kid buries his opportunity. The States, just like they did in the round robin game, take the 2-1, I don't know what my voice did there either, game lead. Almost said series. They take the 2-1 lead in the game. Sanderson with the goal. Both American goal scorers are Ottawa Senators, including their captain, and guess who had an assist? Not just an assist, a primary assist, and a second primary assist of the game. Austin Matthews. The dude was a demon until here's where things take a turn and change from what we saw in the round robin game. Jordan Binnington has been taking a lot of criticism. I can't imagine from who. Me. It was me. It was a lot of people, but also me. I didn't think he had the strongest game against the United States in the first game, but the fact of the matter is Canada got one goal, and you are going to win very, very, very few hockey games only scoring one goal in 60 minutes. So John Cooper gets the blender out a little bit. Mitch Marner is out there with Sam Bennett. Those two played against each other when they were 7 years old. I know because someone showed me a picture because their nephew played on their team, which is the most Canadian thing ever. I happen to know the uncle of a kid who was the goalie for Sam Bennett when he was 7. That story should be told with like Avril Lavigne golf clapping in the background, nodding her head. Marner finds Bennett with a filthy feed, and Bennett, ew! Sam Bennett with the perfect top corner pick on Connor Hellebuck, and it's tied at 2s after 2. Third period. The way it was always meant to be. Surely this will be the last period of the tournament. LMAO. Except in this case, the LMAO is spelled with an EH. It's terrible. You didn't need to say that, Steve. Whatever, let's continue. Both teams had approximately 73 chances to end this thing. Canada hit the post. Hellebuck had to make an unbelievable amount of in-tight saves, especially in the first period. Like, that could have got out of hand. But the point-blank stops from Jordan Binnington. We should all be wearing out the knees in our pants, thanking him for his performance in this game. Bless Connor McDavid for getting the OT winner. How doesn't Binnington get the MVP for the game, at least? Tournament MVP, McKinnon, fine. What? For as long as I live, I think I could watch that game over and over and over again every day until the day that I perish. And every time I watch it, if I watch overtime from the beginning, I'll think the U.S. hockey team is going to win. If American hockey fans are still looking for their hopes and dreams, wondering where on earth they could have gone, look no further than the inside of Jordan Binnington's glove. No player on Team USA had more chances to end this thing than Austin Matthews. No player on Team USA got robbed as many times as Austin Matthews. Third period, overtime, you name it. Honest to goodness gracious, Austin Matthews was heading into the final shift of the game. Team USA's best forward. Name a better one. He had 2 primary assists on the only goals Team USA scored. He had their best chances, multiple best chances. He got better as the game went, got robbed multiple times in overtime, and he blows his assignment once. The whole round robin video on this channel where I talked about Team Canada versus Team USA and how USA beat Canada. Austin Matthews locked Canada down. His two-way play, his defensive play, his body positioning, his stick play was angering, maddening, clinical. But as you'll see in this photo, you're going to have a hard time convincing me that he didn't make a little bit of an oopsie here, leaving 9-7 of all people. That wide open. And it was perfect. It's like I've seen it so many times. Puck rings around the boards. Mitch Marner plays the puck with his feet. He loves to do it. Dude, forget McDavid. Even Marner had too much time and space to play here. You can't disrespect him like that. You didn't see the Bennett goal? What's wrong with you? And Marner finds Connor McDavid alone in the slot with what must have been the easiest decision of his entire life. Let me see. I have options here. I can stand here. I can pass the puck to the point. I can cycle a little bit. Maybe I'll carry the puck myself. Should I carry the puck? Maybe. Or wait, let me see. Let me look at my... The best player on planet Earth is alone in the slot in overtime. He finds Connor McDavid with the entire world watching, except for the guy who was supposed to cover him. Connor McDavid grips it, rips it, buries it. Connor McDavid wins it in overtime for Team Canada. And the boisterous bully who spent all week leading up to the fight talking wild trash lies flat on the mat. Marner. McDavid alone in front. Scores! Scores! He scores! Connor McDavid! Connor McDavid ends it in overtime! Connor McDavid alone in front! Connor McDavid alone in front! Connor McDavid! Canada wins it in overtime in the United States! You will never have this country, and you will never have that trophy. 97 buries it. The best player on earth. 3-2 the final for Canada in overtime. Never, ever forget who runs this. Is that from Marner? The tournament winning goal, Connor McDavid from Mitch Marner. Come on! That goal, this has to be wrong. Mitch Marner had the primary assist, that I knew. The secondary assist on that one is from Cale Makar, his first point of the tournament. You're lying. Nope, don't believe you. Try again. Write down anything else but 0. That is wrong. You're a liar. Leafs fans, I know there's a lot who watch these videos on this channel. Do you understand? Matthews and Marner went head-to-head in a winner-take-all game, and both of them had 2 primary assists. And one of them, Team USA's captain, is the one getting yelled at by everybody. Life's a funny thing. In the morning, you're taking part in the most unique phone call you've ever been a part of in your entire life. But before midnight strikes that same night, even though you gave it your all and you did such a good job for over an hour, you wish you could start your day over, but you don't get a do-over. Team Canada are the 4-nation face-off champions! And forget the round robin. Let's take a look at 2010. Canada loses the round robin game to the US. Canada and the US meet once again in the gold medal game. It's 2-2 heading into overtime, and Canada wins 3-2 off the stick of the man widely regarded as the best player on planet Earth. Mitch Marner playing the role of Jerome McGinley, the right-handed shot, passing to Connor McDavid, playing the role of Sidney Crosby, the left-handed shot. 2 boys who grew up watching Sidney Crosby. 2 boys drafted 10 years after Sidney Crosby. And in 2025, 10 years after they were drafted, 20 years after Sidney Crosby was drafted, they hoist a trophy with Sidney Crosby. How do you not get romantic about hockey? Questions. How do you feel finally winning something in Boston? Dude, that was the most unbelievable feeling ever. You're telling me the Lightning and the Panthers get to feel like this all the time? Zach Beamish, how do we apologize to Binnington? Flower bouquet? Edible arrangement? And the response is always edibles. Okay, phrasing. It's not, wait, how's Massachusetts? What are the, anyway. Listen, I didn't love some of the goals Binnington gave up. Not in this game. Not in this game. Earlier in the tournament, you look at the numbers from around the NHL. It was difficult to ignore that there were statistically way better goalies out there. Goalies who have won also, by the way. Like, oh yeah, Jordan Binnington, winning pedigree. Like, were you, what happened? Where, were you on vacation 2 years ago when Aiden Hill won it? He wasn't even one of the guys left off the team. He's right there. He's sitting on the bench. But as the tournament went, Binnington got sharper. I really didn't like his game against Sweden. His game against the States was better. Against Finland, even better. Yes, I know it got hairy late. I blame that more on the D than him. This was, where does this rank in the best hockey games Jordan Binnington has ever played? I should have known better, man. I should have known better. Like, Binnington, I've been watching Binnington since junior. I got to see him play live with the Owen Sound Attack. And he was unbelievable for that scrappy underdog team that probably shouldn't have been where they were. But they found themselves Game 7 overtime in Mississauga against Mississauga to win the OHL championship. The J. Ross Robertson Trophy. And gosh darn it, if he didn't win that championship on the road. 2019, Game 7, Boston Bruins, TD Garden. And gosh darn it, if he doesn't win that championship on the road. And here he is, 2025, nearly a decade and a half after I saw him doing his thing in junior. Jordan Binnington wins the championship as probably his team's best player on the road. A goalie's job is to tend the goal and specifically to make saves. He saved Team Canada in that overtime before it, but especially in overtime. Jordan Binnington, we are not worthy. Why is Brad Marchand, the tiny man, giving piggyback rides? It's too cute. Yeah, that was the best moment of the whole gold medal thing when Travis Konechny got a piggyback from Brad Marchand. You know those dudes are gonna get back to like spearing each other in the junk like next week. Hockey's great. Can we put this image on every billboard along Mitch's commute to SBA, and it's him holding up, the Four Nation Cup. Oh, look at that. Look at that! With his gold medal. Mitch Marner, throughout his career, has taken a lot of criticism, a lot of it from me, a lot of it from others, for not rising to the big moment. Now, he has really good playoff numbers. We know this. Every year, we go through this. Every year, people go, but look at the numbers. And you have to say, where did the numbers come from? They came from the first games of the series. But when the games got tight, when it was winner take all, when it really got down to it, Games 5, Game 6, Game 7 have been a struggle. This was the biggest hockey game Mitch Marner's ever played in his entire life. Entire life. And he might have been Canada's best forward. Nathan McKinnon was pretty gosh darn good. He had 2 primary assists, and he assisted on the overtime winner. And was one of their more defensively taxed and responsible players. This tournament is going to be so incredible for Mitch Marner financially. And it's going to be incredible for Mitch Marner for the rest of his career. If there was any self-doubt, if there were any feelings he had about himself that were similar to the criticism that's out there, it should all be gone. All of it. Wiped away forever. Move forward. Matthews, on the other hand, man, that's gonna sting for a long time. You know, one way you could erase it, the playoffs. Listen, outside of this tournament, it's difficult to describe how it has felt to be a Canadian over the past few weeks. This game meant something to the country. It meant more than any hockey game has since 2010. 2010 was a matter of national pride, a matter of national sporting pride. You know, you're hosting the Olympics, everyone's watching, it's the final game of the tournament, you have an opportunity to win gold and like break an Olympic record, if I remember correct, on home ice by winning gold in this game. Best player on earth wins it in overtime, you know the story. This, while not the same stage as the Olympics, meant something else. It meant something different. This hockey game was very important to us. I think a lot of us don't even want to admit how important this hockey game was to us. And it's difficult to put into words how it feels that Team Canada won this hockey game. This rules so hard, but it provides a satisfaction that no win I've ever experienced as a fan has ever given me. Even 2010. And I'm not talking down 2010. Dude, I was in the building. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. But this thing, this tournament, this victory was something else. And hey, next year, it's the Olympics. Who knows what happens? It's a rivalry. Maybe Canada doesn't even podium. In the United States takes gold. But they didn't win now. They didn't win this one. And they badly wanted to win this one. The team and a few people who have been in contact with the team. Canadians, Americans, let's not pretend. This tournament meant a lot to all of us. And it feels unbelievable to cheer for the team that came out on top. My friends, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. This country, that trophy, is ours.